So Jeremy and I are prepping for the PTQ this weekend. He's locked in on mono blue. I'm strongly considering mono black. And I will be piloting Owen's 75, who's been considered the champion of the deck. You just saw Jeremy's deck tech on his 75. We're going to play a series of 5 games. We'll try 2 pre-board and then 3 post-board, and we'll see how it goes. Do a die roll, see who plays first. 5.
5 for Ryan. 7. So I'll choose to take the play. We'll cut this up over here. And let's see what happens.
I've got a keeper.
Alright, I will mulligan this. We've got 2 lands, but one of them's the Mutavault. And after the Cloudfin Raptor, we're gonna just really fall behind if we don't draw an island, which us being on the play takes that percentage down a lot. So we'll mulligan that. We'll shift and see a new 6. Go. Give that a cut. And we will play that. It's kind of average, I guess. Nothing too special about it. We'll play Island. Cloudfin Raptor past the turn.
Only with a turn 1 Thoughtseize. We're looking to get a Thassa.
Okay, we will reveal Island, Tidebinder, Tidebinder.
We have to take a Tidebinder and go to 18. And then I'll pass the turn.
So we're in a bad spot already over here. I'll leave my hand open for the sake of Ryan and the camera. Take a draw. See, it's a real easy play. We'll do Evolve. We'll update you on that, but I know you guys can't see that.
I'll take 1, go to 17.
Pass the turn.
Here I have 2 lines of play. I can put up some defense, or I can move all in on an offensive play. And with him only having 2 cards left in hand, I think I might be able to race him. So I'm going to just roll out my pack rat and go all in.
Okay, and I think that's correct. Me being on the play is bad for that line of play, but he cast Thoughtseize into Pack Rat, which makes it stronger, and I mulliganed. He does know, I have 2 cards in my hand, one of them's Island. I'll get in potentially 4 damage this turn, we'll see. So I can draw a step. Well, we drew Night Veil Spectre. So we're curving out fine, and on the play, that's what we want to be doing. We'll see. We will attack for 4.
Yeah, that's just bad news for me. I'm going to take the 4, go to 13.
So now we'll see, his next turn will probably be the most important turn for him, as far as we'll definitely know what kind of role he wants to take if he wants to be able to go swamp and go on the pack rat plan. We'll probably be winning the game. If he has to change directions and go with a removal spell, then it's kind of good that this is turning into a card that's not mattering at the moment. Pass turn.
Alright, so the third swamp, and we need to decide how we're going to approach this game now. We can still stay on the pack rat plan. It's going to be a little bit more difficult to win the race, but I really don't want him to get any card advantage off of this Nightfield Spectre.
From mono blue side of the field, I don't think you're scared of any particular play. You just want to know what they're trying to do with their game now. And we'll know right here.
I'm going to put out a blocker for the Nightfield Spectre and pass the turn.
Okay. That seems like a fine play to me. Alright. We'll go Island. This is a card in my hand. I'm considering this pre-combat. It's a Master of Waves. I'm going to cast it this turn for sure. The reason I consider it pre-combat is because I think about crashing with the whole team. And then if he wants to chump block the Tidebinder Mage with the Nightveil Spectre and give him, freebie there, then I still get in 4 damage and see a card off of Nightveil Spectre, putting him on 9, and then the Master of Waves would be for 4, 7. His next turn would be dedicated to a removal spell. I would push 2 after he blocked 1, and he would go to 5. That might not be the best line of play, because then we're... okay, so yeah, we're gonna just do this. We'll attack. We won't give him the Tidebinder Mage.
The Nightveils will bounce, and I'll take 2. I'll go to 11.
Okay, and then we'll play the Master of Waves. So we'll see here. I mean, this is mono blue on the play with a turn 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's 7 devotion. I'm in a world of hurt right here.
So we're just gonna do this, and I will put that's 7 counters on there. Hey, pass the turn. I have 0 cards in my hand, so we're all in here.
No, that's gonna be it. That was a great example of Jeremy mulliganing a skeptical hand and parlaying it to a solid 6 that ended up curving out on the play and just really taking over the game. So we'll run it back. Game 2.
Well, let's show the camera your hand. It's
Alright,
likely
sure.
that it was like Underworld Connections, Devour Flesh.
Right, it was, so this was my draw step, which doesn't help, and then I had 4th land into double Devour, which is just not where you want to be at.
Okay, yeah, the Devour Flesh is really weak here. Really, really weak here. Desecration Demon, really weak. Yep. So in general, I think that black in a series of games is better than blue. That I wasn't playing tricky. It was just straight up like draw, play an island, play my curve.
Yeah, I mean that was a Malta 6, and I thought seized you, so
yeah.
And you were on the play, so I definitely had more resources in terms of cards, but you used all your mana and really beautiful curve out.
So you're going to play, Ryan's going to be on the play for this game. This is going to be pre-board as well. We'll play some post-board games, and we'll talk about what our plans for the matchup are.
This hand isn't overly powerful, but I am going to keep it. I'm going to be able to hit my land drops and got some removal and some threats, so I'm ready if Jeremy is.
Okay, so this is, again, this deck, I don't know how often this comes up to other people, but I see this sort of hand all the time where it's an island and a Mutavault. I have, some plays. I'm on the draw. It's maybe a mulligan. I'm not 100%. We'll play this and kind of see what happens, but I want to draw an island soon.
All right, let's kick it off. I'll play a Temple of Deceit and Scry. I'm going to bottom that, and I'll pass.
Draw. Play Island and play Cloudfin Raptor. Pass the turn. So one of the easiest ways to beat black is to, be ahead of them. If you're going card for card and you're just top decking, a lot of times their top decks can be better if you don't have a Bident or a Thassa in play. What you want to do is really see what game plan they're on and play to their game plan.
And this is where Devour Flesh is so strong to choose. When you're on the play for your turn 2 or 3, it doesn't matter what they're playing, it's just going to get killed. So I'll Devour you.
Okay.
You'll gain 1.
So I will gain 1 life to 21.
And I'll pass.
Alright. We'll go Islands. And we're going to cast Frostburn Weird.
Okay.
And pass the turn.
So here I got a little choked off. I guess it was a wrong decision to scry that card to the bottom. I'm not going to be able to use all of our mana this turn. I don't feel like this is going to be good in the situation that the game is going, so I'm going to put it on bottom as well, and then I'll pass.
Okay. So you have how many cards?
I have 5.
He has 5 cards. It's likely that there's a 3-drop in there, like a proactive 3-drop. There is maybe another Devour Flesh. We can safely say that he doesn't have Thoughtseize, obviously, or Pack Rat. Past that, we're still kind of guessing on what's going on in his hand. But we're going to untap, take a draw step. Play Island. So last turn I had a couple decisions on what I could have played. I drew this. But let's see here. I don't know if you guys can see while I'm drawing. I'll try to keep up with that. The reason I did that, Frostburn Weird last turn, is because this turn, if I don't use all my mana, I put it into Frostburn Weird and, just generate, using all your mana, extra damage. We're going to start off with an attack, and he's going to pass for damage, and I am going to pass for damage back.
Right,
so it's going to be 1.
Go to 19.
So, we got to get aggressive here. We're not playing against sweepers. He was on the plate, so he's going to untap into his 4th turn and at 19 life, which is exactly where they want to be. What we're going to do is play Cloudfin Raptor, and we're going to play Tidebinder Mage, evolving that.
Alright.
That'll go to a 1/2. And it's your turn.
Take a scry. Gonna leave this one on top.
So I think he might have Night Veil Spectre here, which is not awesome for us. I could have played a way to, last turn I could have pumped Frostburn Weird 1 more, not played this, and played the Judge's Familiar in my hand, which would have let me untap, play this, evolve that, and then we would be bouncing there. We'll see what happens. Go to draw. So, let's see. Draw. Well, I wished to draw islands, so. Let's go combat.
I will not declare any blockers.
Okay. You will take 1 damage.
Go to 18.
And we will go Mutavault and play Jace. So if I tick up, you know, I can give him real value out of something like a Hero's Downfall. It's against them. It's almost always correct to tick down. He can untap and swing. I can choose to chump or, you know, let Jace eat the dust, but then he has to play another blocker. I'm seeing, you know, extra card. Or he can choose to just attack me if he wants the card advantage. So we'll see what happens, but it'll depend on what we tick down here with and what he actually sees is happening here. Well, geez. That's a pretty incredible tick down.
Dasa's going to have a permanent effect on the game, so I really don't want to see that. Just have to battle through these two if he decides to take it.
You have 3 cards?
I have 4.
4 cards. So I think there's some merit in taking this, possibly because then I can, you know, kind of chump with this and he can't kill the Jason. Maybe he has a Hero's Downfall, or maybe he doesn't want to cast it because he has that. Yeah, I mean, I agree with Ryan on the split. Just trying to decide on what might be more correct. The Thassa will have a permanent effect on the game, and at this point is likely to maybe always be a 5/5. Looking at mana wise, you know, I can untap, you know, at least have 1 mana to activate Mutavault or to pump Frostburn Weird. It'll come in as a 5/5, so we'll be evolving Cloudfin Raptor, so I'll be considering that as well. I think that it's Thassa. I mean, she's just gonna sculpt the draw steps, so which we'll do that. So I agree with Ryan on the split. That is my turn, and we'll pass.
So here we just have to pressure Jace. He's got a chump block. We'll put 2 on Jace.
I think we'll chump block here. It's unfortunate how we played the previous turns that it's like that, but I'm going to chump block.
Alright.
You know, overall Cloudfin Raptor is worth a lot less than a Jace, so we'll see.
And we'll downfall the Jace.
Okay, so that kind of happened the way we thought it might.
And then we're done.
Okay, so he has 3 cards now. We'll see. He still has the 2 mana open that he did on a previous turn, so I'm thinking there might be a Devour Flesh in his hand. We'll draw. I'll show you my hand now, so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. To combat.
Sure.
And the 18th. We will not activate the Mutavault. We'll just do that.
No blocks.
Okay. Pump Frostburn Weird 1 time.
Okay.
And you'll take 4.
I'll go 14.
So we did that. We're going to use all our mana this turn. We have Island. Judge is familiar? We did that first just as a safety net. It really won't matter a whole lot, and then there's the Thassa. And we're passing to Ryan.
We just need to catch up on our board presence and see if we can get a card from the top of his deck. So I will be attacking.
He has a Temple of Deceit in play, so there's a lot of things that he could hit that is not good for us. This one card in my hand is not a Cyclonic Rift, so if that were the case, we would let him hit, maybe hit something juicy and trap him into, letting him waste that and actually giving me a card and time walking him. That's the line of play that I would definitely take here if this were Cyclonic Rift. It's not. I think I'm going to chump block again. If he didn't have the Temple in play, I definitely would not, because he has to hit the island before the spell. So there's that line.
Alright, I think our next step is just see what we're dealing with. So we'll dot seize him.
Okay.
Go to 12.
Alright, Master Voice.
Definitely.
So that's awesome exchange for black side.
Alright, so now we have to think about if we're going to be able to cut off Thassa, even though he's going to be able to scry. We could work on his devotion, but he would need something that would be double blue. He's easily got another 7 outs, another Jace, and 3 Frostburn, and 3 Tidebender. I don't know if that's going to be feasible.
So Ryan calculated almost correctly. I also can draw 4 Night Veil Specters here,
Right.
which actually blows the odds out for my favor between 2 draw steps.
I think we just need to develop our own board presence and cast the demon.
Okay. We'll see. I'm not in love with that play, but at the same time, it might be correct. I think that if he's going to do it, this turn is the turn to do it. I don't know, he's at 12.
Yeah, I'm going to get dangerously low here.
Yep. We'll see. So I'll draw our scry 1. This is my scry. So this is a devotion insurance, and we probably can't lose the game if we resolve this. But it's likely that, and I probably will draw this. I'm not necessarily considering scrying it, but I don't know that I'll even cast it this turn. He's at 12, so I have 1, 2 unblockables. Really, if I did it like this, an unblockable here, that's 2 damage, or there's a couple different lines. Or I can leave one open to the Mutavault to sack and trigger. If he has a Devour Flesh in his hand and he's planning on targeting his own creature, that makes drawing this and playing this turn better. If he's trying to play a little bit of a longer game, but then he's wasting a removal spell on his own card. I think this is too good not to draw here, so we're going to do that. We are going to go. We're going to make Thassa unblockable, and we're going to make Tidebinder Mage unblockable.
Alright.
And we're going to say combat.
So he's pushing 7, I'll just go to 5.
And I'm done.
He's holding up either rapid hybridization.
So there's really, at this point, this island is pretty good for me because I can represent activating Mutavault, I can represent rapid hybridization. It won't come up, but I can, activate Frostburn Weird. If this were a post-born game, I don't think it's out of the question that he would consider Dispel.
Alright, I need to just see if I can get a card off the top of his deck. So I'm going to enter combat.
Okay, so combat's good.
I'll bring the squad.
Okay, so we're going to take 8. And we'll go from 21 to 13. We'll have a Night Veil trigger for an island, hopefully.
Interesting.
And Thassa, I don't know, that's interesting. We'll see.
So I have a land drop here.
That opens him up to a whole lot more. He can cast the Thassa and have open the Downfall. We're hoping like one of the cards in his hand is like Underworld Connections. The card that we don't want to be in his hand is Devour Flesh. Just because that's just giving him some opportunities that we don't want him to have.
So we're in the final turns of our second game, pre-board. I just connected with a Night Veil and revealed a Thassa, which is very interesting, but it just cannot change my game plan because I'm such a low life total. I need to roll out a Gray Merchant, make things a little bit closer, and just hope we can untap. So I'll put a Gray Merchant on the stack, and hopefully he doesn't have the Rapid Hybridization.
Okay, that resolves.
Okay, so we're going to gain 3, 5, 7 life, go back up to 12, and we have a possible blocker.
And I lose 7, so I get a 6. I sort of wish I would have activated my Mutavault and tapped down his Desecration Demon. I would be at 12. But, you know, he's on 1. If he has another Gray Merchant, I think that's one of the cards we're going to be playing around here. But the reason I didn't necessarily activate the Mutavault is because if I untap into 6 lands, that is, you know, 3 unblockable activations among a number of other things. So we'll see what happens here. So we're going to scry 1, and we're going to see this. What we want to do is more or less know. We'll put that on top and think. We want to know what we can lose to, because if we lose this game, it was kind of stolen from us. One of the things we can lose to is Gray Merchant, which would be for 3, 5, 7, and then 9. He has this. I think we're going to play around this. We're definitely going to be sacrificing to this trigger. 2 in the air, possible that we can't deal with. This card isn't so good anymore. So if we draw this, we have Devotion Insurance plus blocker for the Night Veil Spectre. And I won't be able to unblockable anything because I have to keep a mana open for the demon. I think it's correct to play this because we'll draw this. It's a Night Veil Spectre. Normally this would be post-combat, but I don't think anything's changing. From his size, he has 1 blocker. What we could have done is, we'll do this. This is in our hand, Ryan doesn't know about it. I can say combat. And that makes it where, you know, we have a Frostburn Gray Merchant trade.
Yeah, with this information, I would be considering a block because I am playing to a Gray Merchant and I have enough devotion over here for it to be lethal.
Without the Gray Merchant.
Without the Gray Merchant.
He's correct.
So I would be considering a Frostburn trade here, or they could just bounce. And I'll see what this does. I'll block the Frostburn and take 5.
Okay, so they're gonna bounce, and you'll take 5.
So I'll go to 7.
And then we'll play the Night Veil Spectre. And pass the turn.
Such just huge devotion insurance for his Thassa, which, like I said, was going to permanently affect the game. So let's see if we can get lucky here. Not a bad draw. So I think what we need to do is just full court press. See if he wants to sack for the demon. So I will enter combat.
Okay. We're going to tap me to vault. Activation. Resolve. Okay, this is now a creature which will sacrifice to Desecration Demon.
Demon's getting tapped. Let's just go all in here. We will Night Veil here.
Hero's Downfall and Night Veil
Yeah.
Spectre. So that is out of here.
We'll gain 2 and kill this. We'll go to 9.
Okay.
We're gonna get a full connect here for 4.
Yep.
Judge is familiar. Very interesting.
Okay, that was maybe the best thing he could have hit.
So we'll put him to 2.
I'm gonna go to 2 life.
Put out a blocker. We may be stealing this one.
He's at 9. Alright. I wish I wouldn't have drawn this card that's in my hand. We'll go Scry. That's not helping us do anything, it's just an island. We'll ship that. We need Devotion, so that's interesting. Well, womp womp. This is a card we drew, which is, is okay. We have 2 drop to go back to 5 Devotion, and we can make Thassa unblockable. The Judge's Familiar won't matter in that case. We're going to just plain die to Night Veil Spectre. So we're gonna say combat.
Yep. So he's representing he can put 8, which isn't lethal, but he's also telling me that he has an answer to the Night Veil Spectre and the Crackback, and that the Judge's Familiar is going to be irrelevant, and he's going to have to sack to keep the demon in check. He'll probably have to sack a tap creature because this is lethal as well. I'm fine with a block here, because it'll give me, I feel like, at least maybe half of a draw step, depending on how good this card is. Well, he could also have Rift, and if he does have Rift, then the Familiar is going to be good. So let's just take this damage. So we're going to say no blocks.
You're going to take 6.
I'll go to 3.
Alright, and then we're gonna just flip this card over and give you the game so that we're not wasting our time.
Okay.
So it turns out this Bident was something I was supposed to scry away. I don't know the next card. Night Veil Spectre. I kind of wish I would have drawn like one more land in that turn. The Judge's Familiar I don't think ended up winning the game. I think I ended up losing to Night Veil Spectre. Or well, it was the Gray Merchant, obviously, but in
yeah, I mean
the Night Veil Spectre made that a 6-point higher
18
swing.
or 19 damage, and you just took a huge chunk between the 6 damage and then the Gray Merchant. I got a good rip off of the Night Veil, but one thing that was just brought to my attention, 0-75 plays the full set of temples, and I was keeping the blue untapped in case I did draw anything. But for the sake of just building the deck quickly, I did a 2-2 split. Normally I would have more access to blue mana, which could be relevant in these Night Veil Spectre mirror matchups. But we definitely stole that game. We're 1-1 pre-board, and let's go to the board and see what happens.